Hello, once again, welcome to example 3 on the set that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about SURD and we've done a detailed explanation on what SURD is, and also we've solved some examples on it in the previous videos, and I hope you all understood the lesson and you enjoyed it as well. So this is a continuation to solve another example with you. This is example 3, as you can see from the board, so it means we've already done example 1 and 2 in the previous video. So I will advise that you watch the previous videos because the previous videos lays the foundation. Okay, so everything that you are supposed to know about SURD, okay, the basic understanding and knowledge that you need about SURD, I've done all those explanations in the previous videos, particularly the first video. Okay, very important. You cannot ignore the first video and understand what you are doing. No, okay, because the bedrocks for this topic, I've laid all those bedrocks in the first video. Okay, so you have to watch the previous videos, okay, particularly the first video, to get the foundation to be able to handle this session as well. As I said, this is just a continuation to solve another example with you for you to get a perfect understanding. So do well to watch the previous videos that I've done on the SURD, okay, so that you can easily handle this one as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. Let's go ahead and solve the example 3 that I have on the board. So example 3, it says, without using calculator, simplify A, square root of 50, and B, square root of 28. Okay, so we are going to simplify this one without using a calculator. Okay, so we know that when you punch this on the calculator, it will give you a straight answer. Okay, but we are not going to use the calculator. We are going to follow the process that I've taught you. We are going to solve it, then we'll arrive at the same answer as the calculator will give. Okay, so let's start with the A. Okay, so let me write down my solution and let's do it together. Okay, so I have square root of 50. Okay, so I explained to you from the previous videos that you look for two numbers that can multiply to give you the 50, but those two numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square. Okay, so you can choose to write down all the two possible numbers that can multiply to give you the 50. You can choose to write all of them down. Okay, then you go ahead and pick the one which has a perfect square in it. Okay, and mind you that I've said that you don't pick the one which has the digit 1 in it as a perfect square. You don't pick that one. I've explained it a lot in the previous videos. Okay, so I hope you understand by now. That's why I'm encouraging you to watch the previous videos so that you don't get confused. Okay, so do well to watch the previous videos. Okay, so I'm repeating it again that, okay, the 50, you look for two numbers that can multiply to give you the 50, but the two numbers, one of the numbers have to be a perfect square. Okay, hope the explanation is clear enough. So look for two numbers that can multiply to give you the 50, but the two numbers, one of it has to be a perfect square. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear enough. So the two numbers that we can use will be 2 times 25. Okay, we know that 2 times 25 gives 50, and the 25 is a perfect square. Okay, one more time, the two numbers that we can use here will be 2 times 25. Okay, 2 times 25 gives the 50. Okay, and the 25 is a perfect square, so we can use that one. Okay, so the 50, I will write it as 2 times 25. Okay, so my square root of 50 is going to be, okay, so let's go ahead and simplify. So it's going to be square root of 25 times 2. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, now when you write 2 times 25 is the same thing. Okay, 2 times 25 is the same as 25 times 2. So when you interchange them, it's the same thing. Multiplication is commutative. It doesn't change anything. It's the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify further. I explained to you that the square root affects everything here. Okay, so the square root will affect the 25 and also affect the 2 as well. So you can separate them by writing it like this. Square root of 25. Your sign here is multiplication times, so bring your times. Then square root of 2, okay, because the square root affects everything there. So the square root affects the 25 and also affects the 2 as well. Okay, so we can separate them like this. Now let's go ahead and simplify further. The square root of 25, you know the square root of 25, it is 5. Okay, square root of 25 is 5. So let's simplify further by writing the 5 down times. Now, the square root of 2 will not get a whole number as an answer for square root of 2, so you maintain it. Okay, so we have our square root of 2 there. Okay, so now let's multiply 5 times root 2. It will give 5 root 2. Okay, please hope you agree with me. And this becomes my final answer for simplifying the square root of 50. If you type this on a calculator, you get the answer to be 5 root 2. Okay, so this is the process to go through to arrive at the answer. Now, please, I hope you are not confused about the multiplication that happened here. The 5 times root 2. Okay, please, don't go and make a mistake and write root 10. No, the multiplication is not done that way. Okay, so I've explained that this one does not have any square root sign. Okay, so how it multiplies this one, which has a square root, is that it will multiply the coefficient of it. Okay, so the coefficient here is 1. If there's no specified number there, the coefficient is 1. So it's going to be 5 times the 1, which is 5. 5 times the root 2, it will give you 5 root 2. Okay, so that's how we get the answer. Okay, and I've done a detailed explanation on it in the previous videos on this multiplication. Okay, that's why I'm encouraging you to watch the previous videos. Okay, so we are applying that same knowledge here. So 5 times root 2, it gives 5 root 2. Okay, because this 5 multiplies the coefficient of the root 2, which is the 1. So 5 times 1, 5. So 5 times the root 2 gives 5 root 2. Okay, so this becomes the answer. Okay, so don't go and write this is wrong. Okay, so that's it. So let's handle the B as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and handle the B. So let me write my solution and let's do it together. So the B, I have square root of 28. So we have to simplify this one without using a calculator. So again, the same process, we are going to look for 2 numbers that will multiply to give the 28, but those 2 numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square. Okay, so please hope you agree with me. So you can write all the 2 possible numbers down that can multiply to give you the 28, then you pick the one which has a perfect square in it. Okay, but I'm jumping that one because I believe by now you understand those things. Okay, so the 2 numbers we can use will be 7 times 4. Okay, 7 times 4 gives 28. 7 for 28. So the 4 is a perfect square. Please hope you agree with me. So we can use that one. So in place of the 28, we will write 7 times 4. Okay, so we'll write this one as our root of 28 to be equal to our 4 times 7. When you write 7 times 4 is the same thing. Okay, I've explained that multiplication is commutative. So if you bring the 7 first and the 4 last, okay, it's still the same thing, doesn't change anything. So let's go ahead and simplify. I said that the square roots affect everything here. So the square root sign will affect the 4 and also affect the 7 as well. Okay, so it's going to be root 4, okay, times root 7. Okay, please hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, because the square root sign affects everything here, we can separate them. We can write it as root 4. The multiplication sign, you bring it times, okay, then root 7. Please hope you agree with me up to this point and you understand it as well. So now, the root 4, we know an answer for the answer for root 4. Root 4 is 2. So let's simplify further. Root square root of 4 is 2. So write your 2 times. Now the square root of 7, we will not get a whole number for it as an answer. We will not get a whole number as an answer for square root of 7. Okay, so you leave it. So write your square root of 7 there. Please hope you agree with me. So now, let's go ahead and simplify further by multiplying. So 2 times root 7, it will give me 2 root 7. Okay, please hope you agree with me. And this is your final answer for simplifying the square root of 28. Okay, if you type it on the calculator, you get this answer straight away. So 2 root 7, that's the answer. If you punch it on the calculator will give you 2 root 7. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve more examples on this. Bye bye.